So in terms of this conversation is based on sexual preference and psychedelics, you know. So on the last video I spoke about, I want to always talk about this tree now, boy. This tree mean plenty to man, boy. You know, this tree mean a lot. They call it a bonsai. I bought this in a place, you know, and I see this, I see this tree as a part of me now, boy. A part of my sister, you know. She's a part of me as well. So I have this here so that she don't ever die now, boy. You know, I buy this by a specific place. I don't want her to die now, boy. So I keep her here with me now, boy. There's a crystal at the bottom of this plant now, boy. You know, this from my sister now, boy. From my heart, you understand what I'm saying? So yeah, keeping this here with me now, boy. My bonsai. But as I was saying, I was talking about sexual preferences, you know. And the young men who are sexually driven, you understand? You know, whether it be by the older woman or the younger woman or in the same bracket, you know, they are sexually connected to them, you know. And some of them are prone to these actions, you know, based on their hormonal drive or based on their appetite or their exposure to appetite, understand, in the sexual domain, in the sexual field of life. There's an appetite in you. There's an appetite because I was once famished, you know, to these things. I'm still famished to it, but my appetite has changed, you know. I've learned how to hold restraint, in other words, you know, how to hold restraint, you know, or tolerance, you know, and don't anything you see you rush at and eat, you know, in the appetite. You understand what I'm saying? So I don't want to deviate, but I want to not only go into the psychedelics, but sexual appetite is based on specific things. And they are just like how you could get a cold and they might sneeze, you understand what I'm saying? And they might get the flu for a specific period of time. There are specific sexual transmitted diseases, you understand what I'm saying? Or issues, you understand what I'm saying? Is derived by specific transferring, you know. And some men have the tendency to have sexual issues, you understand, in their sex organs, you understand what I'm saying? And some women has it as well, you know. And it is very important that we know that, to know each other before we enter places with our physical body, you understand what I'm saying? Whether it be in our upper bodies and our lower bodies, in our upper bodies and our lower bodies, you understand what I'm saying? Because as I said, there are specific issues, and these issues are not could be deadly. It is deadly to some people, and some of these things could be cured, you know. But there are issues in specific areas. Hence the reason I said caution and appetite. You understand what I'm saying? These words are used for you all to have caution towards your appetite, you know. And this forum is to really sensitize you all, you know, of the dangers, you know, and the pros and the cons, in other words, you know, the pros and the cons in the appetite, you know, because as I say, young women, you understand, at the age of 17, 16, 15, you understand what I'm saying? 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 31, 34, and all those age, 34, 35, 36, they are young women as well, you know. 40, young woman as well, you understand what I'm saying? Young women, you know, all those ages are young women, you know, within the bracket. But they say at the age of consent could be 18 or 21, right? This is consent, you understand what I'm saying, by law. But these things happen behind the scenes, so sometimes the law cannot see what is taking place. So hence the reason I'm trying to my best to see if I could sensitize the issue on a broad scale. So some of us are persuaded, you know, by the things we see on TV, and some of us have our private personal devices, and we have access to certain channels, and we might see things might look very spontaneous to the eyes, understand what I'm saying, to the eyes of the one who is viewing it, you know. And sometimes everybody knows, sometimes we see things and we want to try it, you know, whether it be with the psychedelics or whether it be with our sexual appetite, and we gravitate to these things. Very important, psychedelics. Psychedelics in it enhances our ability to see things or to experience things. Sometimes we get a numbness in certain areas and the blood don't flow to specific areas, so our drive is enhanced sexually, or 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 whatever it is the psychedelics supposed to do. you know it sometimes hinders our judgment, you know you know but this topic has to be told, you know and while we use these things, we tend to go into specific areas and enjoy specific things, and we add psychedelics, and we add psychedelics with a beverage, and the beverage might have a percentage rate, you understand, in alcohol, and these alcohols now could even enhance the sexual or the psychedelics enhancement to you, you know and it could interfere with you, and you might be unaware what is taking place. There's something called a chain link, you understand what I'm saying, where sometimes women are accosted, you understand what a chain link. This is real conversation, only this is for adults, you understand what I'm saying. And those who see it, and this is for information, because this happens. This happens at an early age as well too. So a chain link, I will see what a chain link is. A chain link is when a woman, you understand what I'm saying, has more than one man, sexually infusing their sexual glands into them at the same time, understand? When I say at the same time, one after the next. So a woman might be exposed to 5 men, or 3 men, or 4 men in the sexual act at the same time. And that is called a chain link, you understand what I'm saying? And some of our friends, you understand, might laugh and say, boy, they call it a party, or orgy, you understand what I'm saying, and all these different things. And these things, tend to interfere with the mind, of the woman, you understand what I'm saying? Whether it be under psychedelics or whether it be under a natural head, you understand what I'm saying? And these acts are performed every day, maybe in different places. Hence the reason I say we need to get a portal or a platform, a building, a place, so we could sit down and have these conversations. Men don't openly come out and speak about this, because for men this is a fun thing, but for women, they go through what we call a scar towards being healed, you understand what I'm saying? And sometimes they are not healed because the person to allow them to heal is a man, and they only speak to a woman. They only get to speak to a woman. I'm here, to ensure that you all understand that their voice needs to be heard as well. And a chain link, I said, and that could be a painful situation, because the men testicles, you understand what I'm saying, could be at various sizes, you understand what I'm saying, and different lengths, you understand what I'm saying. So someone who may be young might be exposed to a chain link with older men, you understand what I'm saying, and the chain link might be for a lengthy period of time, and women secrete a specific gene within their walls, in the vaginal walls, you understand what I'm saying, and that helps with the stimulation of the gland, and sometimes these chain links tend to dry the walls up, you understand what I'm saying, and then when the walls are dried up, it is scarred, and when it is scarred, you understand, it needs to be healed. And sometimes women, in that field, what I'm talking about, where this chain link is performed, they can't heal because someone has them, who has them working doing these things, you understand what I'm saying? This is an open field, y'all. As I said, I love my family. These things need to be told, and they are not healed, and then they are scarred. And when they are scarred now, some of these men have issues with their testicles, and it damages them, and some of these scars are no longer healed, because they are not tended to, and they are they hold these scars in them, and some of them have the ability to go out, and some of them target other people, in the sense whether it be a man or a woman, to pass on these scars that they have, on them, based on, because they said someone did it to them, so they want to do it to other people. There's a platform that we need to create to sensitize these issues, these STDs, in other words, you understand what I'm saying? So people could understand of what is taking place. Hence the reason I say this is a very lengthy conversation, but I'm packing it. I'm compacting it, you know. And these STDs and them, are very dangerous, you understand what I'm saying? Because say I'm 18 years, the age of consent, and I had sexual intercourse 3 times, and or 4 times, or 5 times, 6 times, 7 times, 10 times, right? And on the first time I get my boyfriend, I was 16, you understand what I'm saying? And we do something, and it hurt me, boy. But something happened, you understand what I'm saying? And it hurt me, and then after, he stopped coming around, you understand? Come on, he said don't come at the house again, or daddy said don't come at the house again, so we can't see one another, boy. And then we see each other outside, and we do something twice again, and I 20 now, or I 18 now, and I do it again with our next boy, because he leave and he has to go to a different state, or my mommy make him go in jail, or my daddy make him go in jail now, boy, because they say he did something, and he went in jail. So I lose my boyfriend, you know, so I'm saying I lose my girlfriend, and on the 5th time now, I was 18, and it's a different boyfriend, you understand what I'm saying? Or the 10th time, or the 8th time is a different boyfriend. So on boyfriend 3 now, you understand what I'm saying, is a different man, or a different boyfriend now, right? A different sex partner, or girlfriend, and what happened is that all those different boyfriends did that scar with me, or leave a memory with me, and let me say boyfriend 5. Boyfriend 5 had an organ, and his organ was damaged, you understand what I'm saying, with an issue, a STDs, you understand what? And what happened was, it was a rush event, boy, because I guess so a customer they leave it, man, I say, well, boy, I'll just try something, boy. And I tried something, and I got STD. This time now, boy, because I rush into things. And when I get this STD now, I tell my girlfriend, girl, I see something growing somewhere, girl, and it's scratching, girl. I don't know what to do. We need to open a platform where these young women could have a conversation without